The day the bully picked the wrong kid. When were you the last person anyone expected to fight back? My son Carter is 11 years old, 4 feet 9 inches, and has worn the same Spider-Man backpack for 3 years because he refuses to give it up. He is not intimidating, which is exactly why Marcus, the biggest kid in 6th grade, decided Carter was the perfect target. It started small. Lunch tray accidentally knocked over. Homework crumpled and thrown in the trash. Locker slammed shut while Carter's fingers were still inside. Carter never told me. I only found out because his teacher, Ms. Reyes, called me after school one Thursday. Mrs. Ellis, I want you to note Carter hasn't eaten lunch in the cafeteria for 3 weeks. He's been sitting alone in the library. He told the librarian he just likes it better in there. My stomach dropped. That night I sat on the edge of his bed and asked him straight, Carter, is someone bothering you at school? He stared at his ceiling for a long time. Then he said, it's fine, Mom. I don't want you to make it worse. I didn't sleep that night. The next morning I drove him to school and watched him walk through those front doors with his Spider-Man backpack and his head slightly down, and something in my chest cracked open. I went to the principal's office. Principal Hammond listened to everything I said, nodded slowly, and told me, and I want you to really hear this, boys will be boys. Mrs. Ellis, Marcus is a good student. I'm sure it's just rough play. I smiled, thanked him, and walked out. Then I went home and set up a plan. Carter didn't know it, but his school had a parent volunteer program. Sign-up sheet right on the front desk. I put my name down for cafeteria supervision Tuesdays and Thursdays, starting the very next week. Day 1. I'm standing near the lunch line in a volunteer lanyard, basically invisible because kids never actually look at adults. I watched Marcus walk up behind Carter in the line, accidentally bump into him so hard that Carter's tray flew forward and chocolate milk went everywhere. Kids laughed. Carter went red. Marcus put his hands up like, ooh, me. I didn't move yet. I pulled out my phone and hit record. For 2 Tuesdays and 2 Thursdays I documented everything. Every shout, every snicker, every time Marcus walked past Carter's table and knocked something off it by accident. Then, on the 5th session, Marcus did something that changed everything. He grabbed Carter's Spider-Man backpack off his chair, held it up in the air, and yelled across the cafeteria, yo, who still wears Spider-Man at 11? What a baby. The whole cafeteria went quiet. Carter slowly stood up. My heart stopped. I started walking toward them, but Carter looked at Marcus and said, completely calm, my dad gave me that backpack before he passed away. But go ahead, make your joke. Silence. Dead silence. Marcus froze. His boys froze. Even the kids who always laughed, not one sound. Marcus opened his mouth. Nothing came out. He put the backpack down. I stopped walking and just stood there with my phone still recording, tears running down my face, watching my 4 feet 9 inches son in his Spider-Man backpack just completely dismantle a bully without throwing a single punch. But I wasn't done. I took that footage 5 sessions worth straight to the school board. Not Principal Hammond. The school board. 3 weeks later, Marcus was moved to a different lunch period, mandatory conflict counseling, and his parents were called in for a formal meeting. Principal Hammond sent me an email apologizing for his boys will be boys comment. I forwarded it to every parent on the school's PTA email list. By accident, of course. That evening Carter asked me why I was smiling so much at dinner. I told him, you taught me something today. He looked confused. What did I teach you? I said that the quietest person in the room is usually the strongest. He thought about it for a second. Then he tightened the straps on his Spider-Man backpack and said, Dad always said that. I excused myself to go cry in the bathroom. Best kind of tears I've ever cried. Drop a if Carter deserved better. Drop a if his dad would be proud. Subscribe, more stories that'll hit you right in the chest.